I think it's safe to say that if you are a younger black person, if you are a Gen Xer, meaning you were born in the 60s to the early 80s, I think Gen X runs from 1965 to 1980. Millennial, Gen Z. If you're a black person under the age of 55, I think it's safe to say that the elder blacks are completely done politically. They're brainwashed to the point of no repair. That they're not coming back. They're going to remain in the on the Democrat plantation until they take their last breath. And we just should not even try to help them. We should not try to, you know, enlighten them or show them the way politically. Thank God that um we are seeing a awakening of black people. We're finally realizing that this right here, the color of our skin, does not dictate who we should vote for. Just because we black does not mean we should vote for the Democrat Party. I left the Democrat Party 14 years ago, back in 2010 under Obama's first term. I voted for him in '08, but I left him. Some of y'all may have seen this video I'm about to show you, but it's got to stop, man. At some point, we got to break the cycle. The cycle has to be broken.
There's no place in America. Not today, tomorrow, or ever.
If you really care about the lives lost here, then you should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
So yeah, you heard the church congregation break out in a chant of 4 more years after they had the service disrupted by some pro-Palestine protesters. Keep in mind that this was at Emmanuel African Church, the historic church in Charleston, South Carolina, that was brutally shot up by that guy by the name of Dylan Roof, I think back in 2015. And justice was served, almost. He's not been put to sleep yet, but they did give him the ultimate punishment, capital punishment for what he did. I think he murdered 9 innocent black people that day. And this is not the first time that the Democrat Party has showed up to a black church, specifically a president or a presidential candidate or a major Democrat figurehead, to garner up support for an election. They've been doing this for years. Obama did it a lot. And we all remember the notorious Hillary Clinton clip where she said, "I don't feel no ways tired." I think she was down in Alabama somewhere in the South, obviously. Just absolute mockery.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
And you hear them clapping and cheering, they eating it up, man. And I have nothing against the elder blacks from a, just general place of, humanity. Like, I love everybody. My parents are in their 60s, so they're boomers. But as far as politically and as far as being emotionally intelligent enough to know that this is no longer the route we need to take as a people, I just can't anymore. Now, they grew up in a time, not even our parents' generation, if you're a millennial like me. You look at the black people born in the silent generation from the 20s and 30s and 40s during true segregation. Okay, I get it. They grew up in a time period where black folks were truly discriminated against and truly disenfranchised and truly, mistreated just because they were not white. I get it, especially down south. But we live in a different time now where, yes, racism still exists, but it's not the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s anymore, man. This Democrat Party that you see today is nothing like the Democrat Party you saw back then. As a matter of fact, if you want to, be technical, the Democrat Party was the party that started slavery and the KKK and perpetuated true black oppression and true black disenfranchisement over the years. We were so proud to see the first black president, Barack Hussein Obama. Black folks was crying and screaming and just acting like, he was the second coming of Christ. And like I said, I get it. The older blacks, they're set in their ways. They're not going to change. They identify with this party, even though this party is nothing like it used to be. Look at this exit poll data. If you look at the very bottom of the screen where it says black voters 60 or older, this is from CNN exit polls from 2020 election. Black folks that's 60 and older voted 92% for Joe Biden. Black voters, which is my age ranges from the 30 to 44 gap. My generation voted 19% for Trump, which is still too low for the Republican Party. We should be voting our interests, and our interests are actually more aligned with the Republican Party. Whether you agree with that or not, that's your brain, that's your thought process. But when you think about what the Democrat Party promotes to the black community, what the Democrat Party promotes to society, period. You can't be a God-fearing Christian male or woman and support the Democrat Party wholeheartedly. There's no way. And the reason why I brought up Christianity is because up to 97% of black people, according to a Pew Research poll, believe in God or some other higher power. 80+% of black people go to church at least once a month, according to a lot of surveys that's out there. Now, whether you go to church or not, I know that most black folks believe in God. I mean, we know who the Democrat Party is. We know what they promote. We know them. We know exactly who they are. Lyndon Baines Johnson, that guy. I'm going to have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. I refuse to let that happen on my watch. Y'all know what they have done. You know what the Democrat Party supports. You know what type of people they support on that side of the aisle, and you know we don't get down like that.
Can men get pregnant?
Depends. I know.
What does it depend on?
I know trans men that can get pregnant.
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get
that's
pregnant.
a circular argument.
You see what I'm saying? This is how they get down over there, man. That side of the aisle, I can't rock with it, man. The Republican Party ain't perfect. If you don't want to be a Republican, be independent, but do something else. They flood in Chicago and New York with the immigrants. They got immigrants sleeping on the floor at Chicago International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world. They are literally sleeping on the floor. They are displacing black folks in Chicago and New York left and right. You know what I'm saying? The Democrat-run cities, the black students can't read in the schools. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore, Maryland released a report not too long ago stating that out of 23 schools, 0 students proficient in math, and we know what color those students are. They tell the black woman to get rid of their babies. You know what I'm saying? I can't use the other word I want to use because YouTube already got me on a medical misinformation strike, whatever. But regardless of all that, man, I just had to just remind people of who the Democrat Party is. The elder blacks continue to get pimped by the Democrat Party. They are in love with the blue donkey. There is no hope for most of them. There are some elder blacks who actually get it, who are actually conservative, and they vote that way, and that's great. And I support and I love them. And like I said, I love the elder blacks, humanistically, but politically, I just be quiet around them. I don't even talk to them anymore about politics because it's an exercise in futility. It makes no sense. And the Democrat Party, Joe Biden, whoever else, they're going to continue to go to the black church because the Democrat Party has basically merged with the black church. You got black pastors promoting getting rid of your baby in the womb. You got black pastors supporting LGBT marriage. You got black pastors supporting anything and everything the Democrat Party tells them to do, because it is no longer about what's in the best interest for black people. It's about what's in the best interest for the Democrat Party and that blue donkey. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.